What is going on, RTF Sports Network? This is Matt Benz, aka at Twist Benz on Twitter, and I am here with Benzy's Bit, episode number 12. Thanks for coming. Thanks for setting yourself up for success today by joining me. We're going to do some breakdowns here to start off the show. We're going to lead into a bonehead of the week, a baller of the week, and then we're going to end it with the buzz of the week. So, starting off with my breakdown of the week, it is going to be on my MLB power rankings. Okay, now this is obviously based on what has happened so far with this amazingly awkward start to an MLB season. Starting off, my rankings, we'll start with number 10. At number 10, I have the Chicago White Sox. Currently, they are 7-4. They have Luis Robert, who's batting .364 with 6 RBIs. Moncada, who's batting .333 with 5 RBIs. Their big thing has been their pitching of Dallas Keuchel, who's 2-0, and he only has 3 strikeouts this season. And then you've got Lucas Giolito, who the Twins got to at the beginning of the season. However, he has settled in. He is 1-1 with 18 strikeouts on the year. Very weird to have Chicago White Sox in my top 10. I am a Twins fan. I'm out of Minnesota. So it is very strange to have them in the top 10. And I'll tell you right now, I don't have the Cleveland Indians in the top 10. So that right there is showing a shift, at least this far into the season. At number 9, I have the Houston Astros. And honestly, with what's been going on with this team, I don't even know. I just kind of had to put them in because they have that star power. But is it really star power or is it based on cheating power? We won't know, but I still have them at number 9. Currently, they're 6-4. You got Justin Verlander, who might be out for the remainder of the season due to his forearm. You have Zach Greinke, who is 0-0. He's pitched in 2 games, but he's gotten 2 no decisions due to lack of offensive production. You've got George Springer and Alex Bregman, who are both batting under .230. And then you have Jose Altuve, folks. 7 hits in 43 at-bats and is batting .163. That is god-awful. Now, there is slumps. Don't get me wrong. There's slumps, and it's still early in the season. I understand that. But for a guy that's supposed to be an all-star and you're batting .163, ouch. Maybe it has to do with not wearing a buzzer. Who knows? At number 8, I've got the Padres. The Padres are currently 7-5. They've got Fernando Tatis, who is a young phenom and is batting .277 with 11 RBIs and 3 long balls. Then you've got Will Myers, who's batting .282 with 9 RBIs, and Eric Hosmer, who has 7 more days on the IL. So he's been on the IL for 3 days. They put him on a 10-day IL. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Brilliant. At number 7, I have the Athletics. The Athletics currently lead the AL West at 7-4. They have Ramon Laureano batting .289 with 9 RBIs. They got Mark Caha with a .286 average and 7 RBIs. And then you've got Chris Bassett, who's 1-0 with 12 strikeouts. Beast in his start. And then you've got Frankie the Man Montas. Frankie Montas, Frankie M, 1-1 with 17 strikeouts. So obviously right then and there, you can see that their starting pitching is strikeout heavy, which is awesome, especially when you're in the same conference as the Astros, who are shit in the bed. Then you got number 6, the Braves. 8-4. They leave the NL East right now. They've got Dansby Swanson batting .340 with 13 RBIs. Marcell Ozuna batting .300 with 6 RBIs. And you've still got Ronald Acuna and Freddie Freeman, who are kind of in slumps right now. Nothing close to Altuve slumping, but they're in slumps. So that's why I still have them at 6, because they're winning games with their best players in slumps. So that's crucial for them. So rounding out the top of the top 10, at number 5, we've got the Cubbies. They're 9-2 and they lead the NL Central. They have Wilson Contreras, their catcher, who's batting 314. And this is the big thing to think about here, folks. So they have 9 wins. And Jason Hayward, Javi Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Kyle Schwarber are all batting under 232. 9 wins. And all 4 of their stud batters are batting under 232. So that right there, I don't expect for slumps to continue. So they're going to be dangerous once they catch stride. Tyler Chatwood is their pitcher, one of their starting pitchers. He's 2-0 with a .71 ERA. And then you have Kyle Hendricks, who's 2-1 with a 3.4 ERA. So starting pitching staying consistent and strong. At number 4, I have one of my favorite teams this season, and that's the Colorado Rockies. They're 8-2 right now. Charlie Blackmon is batting 390 with 11 RBIs. Trevor Story is batting 306, and Matt Kemp is batting 286 with 8 RBIs. So you've got the clutch hitting there, and then you've got Kyle Freeland, 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA. German Marquez, 2-1 with a 1.89 ERA. I love it. They're putting up runs, and they're not giving up a lot. The key to baseball, folks. At number 3, I've got the Dodgers. They're 8-4 right now. AJ Pollock is batting 364. Corey Seager is batting 356. Mookie Betts is batting 289. Clayton Kershaw finally came back off this short stint on the IL, and he shined in his debut, only giving up a 3-hitter with no runs allowed. Beautiful outing. Too bad he can't do it in the playoffs. At number 2, I've got my Minnesota Twins. Currently, they're 9-2 and they lead the AL Central. Nelson Cruz is batting 395 with 15 RBIs and 3 dingers. Max Kepler is batting 270 with 7 RBIs and 3 dingers. Josh Donaldson has been out due to calf tightness. They do expect him to come back now that they are on the road playing against Pittsburgh Pirates, who are god-awful trash. So with Donaldson back in the lineup, I expect even a more electric lineup. Then after that, you got Kenta Maeda, our pitcher that we got in the offseason from the Dodgers. He has a 1.64 ERA and a 2-0 record. And Taylor Rogers, our closer, has 3 saves and a win in 4 games pitched and has not given up 1 hit. Knock on wood. All right. At number 1, it's hard to argue with this team. The Yankees. I mean, let's be honest. That lineup in of itself is out of this world. And I feel like I say that every year, like, oh my God, the Yankees are so stacked. And then the next season, it's like, how did they get better than what they were last year? They are the Minnesota Twins kryptonite. Every year in the first round, we get swept by these dudes, and it's tough. But this season, obviously, they're number 1 so far. They are 8-1. And they lead the AL East. Aaron Judge is batting 314 with 14 home runs or 14 RBIs and 6 home runs. Gio Urshela, their third baseman, is batting 300 with 9 RBIs and 3 home runs. Just hitting the ball like a pure Cuban does. And then DJ LeMahieu, who is obviously going to be battling for the batting title this year, is batting 412. Giancarlo Stanton is batting 296. Now, when Giancarlo Stanton is actually batting close to 300, that's dangerous because everybody knows he's going to hit his home runs throughout the year. That's going to happen regardless. But for him to have that good of a batting average this early in the season speaks volumes for this Yankees squad. And then Garrett Cole. Everybody, Garrett Cole got a huge contract in this offseason to come to the Yankees, and he's 3-0 with the 2.55 ERA and 16 strikeouts to 4 walks, earning his money. So, like I said, that is my power rankings. Let's go over it one more time quick. At number 10, I have the Chicago White Sox. Number 9, Houston Astros. 8, Padres. 7, Athletics. 6, Braves. 5, Cubs. 4, Rockies. 3, Dodgers. 2, Twins. And 1, the Yankees. And that is my breakdown of the week. Next, we're going to go into the baller of the week. Usually, not the bonehead quite yet, but the baller. My baller of the week is going to be Dwayne Johnson. All right. So it's going to be Dwayne Johnson, but it really is The Rock and his investors who purchased the XFL for $15 million. Now, I'm a huge fan of The Rock. Obviously, I grew up watching him be a wrestler, and I've seen him in about 17 Fast and Furious movies. I've seen him in Ballers, the show, which that in of itself should just get him the baller of the week. But him in Ballers, and now to see him continue his passion, and really strive for something that he loves, and that's turning around a franchise, especially a football franchise. And I think him and his investors, if they can make the XFL an NFL farm club, it can be successful. It can, but it's obviously tough to see it done any other way. And I'm excited to see how they move forward. So The Rock is my baller of the week. At Bonehead of the week, we are going to switch gears and talk about some college football. So Rashad Bateman opted out of this season. Rashad Bateman is the stud wide receiver for the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. And I'm not making him the bonehead of the week. The people that are against his decision to opt out, I'm making those people the boneheads of the week. So in light of this is what Rashad stated on his tweet. In light of the uncertainty around health and safety in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, I have to set my wishes aside for the wellness of my family, community, and beyond. Because of this, I have decided to opt out of the 2020 college football season, and I will be taking the next steps in my journey by declaring for the 2021 NFL draft. Now, a lot of people would be like, what are you thinking? Why would you do this? You're letting so many people down. No, because this college season is already a wash because it's going to be conference only play. I don't see the Gophers producing as much this season as they did last season. I think they'll still be good, but with the conference only matchups, I mean, they came out with the Big Ten schedule, and the first game of the year is going to be Gophers, or at least for the Gophers, their first game of the year is going to be against Michigan State. Next game is going to be at home against Michigan. Then you've got Wisconsin on September 26th at Wisconsin. You just got power matchup after power matchup, and that's going to be tough. So, I don't see that happening. And for him to be a future first round pick, do you, homie? You gave us one phenomenal year of phenomenal highlights and phenomenal highs. We'll take that. Go get yours in the NFL and set your family up for the rest of their lives. So good for him. For all the haters, you made my show as the bonehead of the week. Congratulations. On to Benzy's buzz. So this is going to be things that are going around in the universe of sports for coronavirus concerns. Defending champion Rafael Nadal will skip the U.S. Open because of the coronavirus pandemic, putting on hold his bid to equal Roger Federer's tennis record for Grand Slam titles. The situation is very complicated, he said. The COVID-19 cases are increasing. It looks like we still don't have control of it. Well, that's obvious. Number 2, Denver Broncos Von Miller considered opting out of season. An 8-time Pro Bowl selection and all-decade selection for the 2010s said Tuesday he has considered opting out for the 2020 season. Miller, who tested positive for COVID in April, would have certainly the highest profile and the most accomplished player to have opted out if he does. A lot of ifs in that headline. He has considered, he may opt out. He is the most accomplished player if he opts out. It's just a lot of ifs and whats. So we'll see what happens with Vaughn. Next, New Orleans Pelicans extend Zion Williamson to 25 minutes, closing time in the win. New Orleans rookie Zion made it clear what it felt like to be on the floor at the end of the Pelicans' 109-99 win over the Memphis Grizzlies on Monday night. He said, "I felt alive again. My competitive spirit was there, and I'm glad coach and my whole team trusted me to finish the game out." Pure and simple. You got Zion, you play Zion, you take the safety belt off this kid, and you let him take over. You want to sell tickets next season? Give him a glimpse, because the Pelicans are not making it to the playoffs. Let this kid take the governor off this kid and let him freaking high speed it out. It's exactly what you need to do with Zion. Lastly, the Big Ten to start 10-game conference slate on September 3rd. On September 3rd. Michigan versus Ohio State to be on October 24th. The Big Ten will play a 10-game conference-only football schedule that begins Labor Day weekend and includes ample flexibility that the league announced Wednesday morning. Each team has 2 open weeks, and the schedule has 4 weeks built in to reschedule games, including a league-wide open week on November 28th. The model allows for opening games on the weekend of September 3rd through the 5th, and that can be moved to September 12th, September 19th, or September 26th through strategic sequencing. The regular season is set to wrap up on November 21st, and the league championship game is set for December 5th, with the ability to move back to as late of a date as December 19th. Once again, Minnesota at Wisconsin on September 26th. That's going to be a barn burner. I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot wait for that matchup. I can see it right now. Obviously, I'm a part of the Twist cast of co-hosts, right? So we've got me, Mike Reeves, and Greg Green Bay Bauman. Greg, diehard Badgers fan. His dad, Chief Bauman, diehard Badgers fan. So I'm trying to think right now. I come back that day from my honeymoon. So that in of itself is going to be stressful. I hope it's a night game, to be honest with you. I hope it's a later game, because if it's not, I'm going to have to mute everything, turn my phone off, record the game at home, and hope to God I don't get like an emergency call from someone telling me on my fiance's phone, because my phone's shut off. Hey, the Gophers beat the Badgers by 20. Get excited. One can hope, right? All right, so let's go on to the last thing. We've got Benzy's Bite. Benzy's Bite is a food review. I do a food review once a week. And this week's food review has to do with Twist once again. Twist, the week in sports talk. You can check out all of our past episodes and more information on us at twistsportstalk.com. So after last Saturday's show, we decided to go grab a bite to eat. Chief Bauman is in town, so we want to show him a good time. So we take Chief out and we go to, first we were going to go to the Handsome Hog, but Mike Reeves' buddy who owns and runs Handsome Hog was not there. So we're like, let's wait until he is there. And they go, Benz, why don't you find a place for us to go eat? Okay, what are you guys hungry for? Oh, let's go grab some pizza. Oh, we're in Minneapolis, plenty of good pizza places. And I go to Google. First mistake. I type in pizza near us. Red Rabbit comes up. Now, I don't want to downgrade the place because the service was pretty good, except for the one junkie that kept coming to our table acting as if he was actually serving us, which he only probably bought our drinks like twice. Otherwise, this was a sweet lady named Mom. She could have been everybody's mother. You know the type. So we order some pizzas. We do that whole thing. The pizzas were pretty small. They were good, but they were pretty small. Now, this was like the fire grilled pizzas. So the wood fire grilled pizzas or whatever. So they were good, fresh toppings. I'm only going to give them 3 stars, though. Because of the company, it was a great time. But because of the food, it didn't make it any better. So unfortunately, I probably won't be able to pick where we go eat for a while, which I'm pretty depressed about that because I'm the eater of the group. I guess Green Bay Greg is a good eater of the group, but he loses weight when he eats 5,000 calories, so I don't get how that happens. Anyways, that's what I've got for this week. Once again, This is Benzy's Bit, episode number 12. To all of our listeners on RTF Sports Network, I appreciate it. If you're watching this show live on Facebook, go check out rtfsportsnetwork.com. Go show them some love. Subscribe to them. Check out some shows and listen to it while you're at work. This is a network of shows that believe in real stuff, man. It's not the four-letter network. These are people that have full-time jobs and then do this stuff on their own time. These are guys that just want to talk sports, just want you to hear their opinions because basically they're facts. You know what I mean? Like you're not supporting Fox Sports. You're not supporting CBS Sports, ESPN. You're supporting RTF Sports Network. Diehards here. We're talking real people, man. So go ahead, go check that out. Also, go follow me on Twitter at TwistBenz, and I appreciate your time. God bless.